Welcome everybody to the City Council candidate conversation with the Chamber of Commerce. I'm here today with Ward 8 candidate Scott Dixon. Scott, thanks for joining us.
You bet. Thanks for having me, Scott.
You bet. Well, hey, let's jump right into these questions. What do you say?
All right, let's go.
So number one, what should the City Council do to boost economic development and quality job creation and retention?
Well, there's a couple of things they can do. The easiest is to refund or fully fund the police, make companies feel like they can come to a safe city for their employees is one. Just create a better reputation as being a more business-friendly council. Kind of the opposite of what we did with the Noun Hotel and with the emergency room over on Highway 9. That seemed to have gone on way too long for kind of what they were wanting to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I would say that would be about
a
couple good places to start.
Okay, well, you mentioned police, so the next question deals with that. In the summer of 2020, our City Council voted to reduce 9 police positions. We currently are staffed at 162, authorized at 171 officers, and the voters have twice approved the public safety sales tax to achieve a total of 189 officers. So how do you propose to get us to a fully staffed department as approved by the voters of the City of Norman?
We're just going to, just during the budgeting process that, takes 9 months. With economic growth and that kind of stuff, our coffers get a little bigger and deeper, and we should have more money to pay for the things that the voters have said numerous times that we want.
Okay, very good. So last year, the City Council discussed business registration fees. They're currently having discussions about utility connection fees, and they're always discussing other fees on businesses. So what are your thoughts on these fees, the ones I mentioned, and your stance in general on business fees?
Well, typically any fee that you charge anyone is a deterrent to that activity. I'm willing to look at anything. But just in our business climate right now, I'd really have a hard time just like right now with what I know of passing those. We do need some revenue, but I think we can get it different ways. But I'm more than willing to look at it in detail.
Okay. So many of today's jobs are not static. People have choices where they can work and raise a family. So what's your plan to provide a quality of life that's second to none so that Norman retains its current workforce and attracts new talent?
So one of my key platform pieces is I would love to relook at the Norman Forward projects. They failed with the current council. Was that August, I think? Mm-hmm. Every bond failed as a vote of no confidence. Basically in the entire city council, which my opponent was on. But we have to do stuff like that. Professionals, they want good things for their kids. They just do. And other communities provide those. So if we're not, it's easy to just pick up and go to where the amenities are.
Do you have an example maybe of, I can think of a handful of things other communities are doing that I've seen that I'm like, oh, I wish Norman was doing that. Do you have anything pops to mind that you can think of?
Just as simple as baseball fields. I grew up in Chickasha, mm-hmm. and Chickasha's baseball fields and complex is nicer than Norman's. That's ridiculous. We're playing in a World War II hangar, playing basketball. People just don't want that for their kids.
Spent a lot of weekends in Chickasha the last couple of years with youth baseball, so I know what you're talking about.
Did you spend money when you were in Chickasha?
We sure did.
Well,
yes.
It's amazing how that works.
Tourism is an economic driver, that's for sure. So youth sports. So we've talked about some big issues, okay? Economic growth, public safety, impacts on businesses and quality of life. So this next question we may have already talked about this, but it could be something totally different. So what do you believe is the biggest issue facing our community today, and what are your plans to address it?
I think one of the biggest is just the overall temperature. If you've watched some of the other forums and debates, especially the mayoral, it's been pretty heated. And I don't know if you've noticed, but my opponent and I, it's been real kind of congenial. But we're representing a ward that's full of professionals. So, I mean, I spoke to him. He and I spoke together for probably 40 minutes at the chamber banquet the other night. It's just that I think that would probably help out more than anything else. Be willing to listen instead of just always making an assumption about what another person's, I guess, motivation is. What I think would be great for the city of Norman.
Okay. Well, as we wrap up, do you have any other closing thoughts you'd like to share with our chamber membership today?
I guess Norman's such a great town. It's got its funky areas. It's got its kind of bland areas. It's got everything you want. We just kind of need to come together as a community and get back to being the Norman that we can be.
Very good. And if anybody has a question or wants to learn more about your campaign, what's the best way for them to do that?
Oh, phone call or text 405-213-5030, or you can email me at Scott, SCOTT, at DIXONFOR, Norman.net.
Okay, very good. Thanks for sitting down with me today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for your time.
You bet. So, okay, folks, thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate Scott joining us for the City Council candidate conversation with the Chamber. I encourage each of you to become informed voters and get out and cast your vote on February the 8th. Thanks.